Warning, this video is only for 14 and up, and if you're under, please leave this video because I will not be accused of something I don't want to be accused of. Please, if you're under, leave the video. Stories go through the air. You can listen and you cannot. But stories are here to help. Understand what is right and what is wrong. But sometimes stories can do the opposite. There's no right or wrong. You have to form your own opinion. But that is not what you're here for. You're here to listen to this silly little god of this channel. Listens to his mind going on about his stories, about the different worlds where he's traveling to, and where he can make some small different in a timeline. Welcome to the Blue Mask What If channel. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys will enjoy my video, and let's begin. Hello everyone, this is Blue Mask and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys will enjoy this part 3 of What If Deku was a Monster Hunter. Now, I will just announce this. There's only gonna be 5 episodes of this series, so you all understand. There will not be more, there will not be a season 2. It will be 5 episodes of this series. Why? Because I don't feel like making multiple series like the others I want to do. It's just a 5 series episode that you guys can go and watch, but it will probably be longer episodes. Like, the first episode was like fucking 6 hours of me recording everything, talking, recording, and editing my video. The other one was like an hour. It was shorter, but it was more informative than action-packed. Most of my videos are not action-packed, and it's more like the characters into my stories. Third of all, I don't know how long these episodes gonna be or how much I will cover. Maybe season 1 or season 2 of the anime, or probably some hunts or something else being thrown inside of these stories. I don't exactly know, so you shouldn't be informed by that. And you guys have noticed that I have probably not posted this week. I wanted to, but I had no idea what to post. I have posted a lot of Zelda fanfictions, or Zelda what ifs, on my channel for quite a while, so I thought I could give that a break for you guys. I ended my What If Deku was the reincarnation of Link, so that's not coming up for a couple of months. There's some other parts, but I haven't posted because I didn't know what to post. But next week, maybe not, I don't actually know, but few ideas if you want to hear them. What if Deku was the great grandson of an Overwatch member? Overwatch has come back, and it's kind of good, and still the same. It's not Overwatch 2. It's more Overwatch 1 with more better features I actually enjoy. So yeah, a grandson of Overwatch 2, or from a character from Overwatch that is the grandson. I will not tell you who it is. That's gonna be a surprise if you guys want it. You can leave it in comment if you want that. It's not gonna be a vote. It's just a few ideas for next week, extra episode. Or what if Deku was a monster from Monster Hunter? That is a different kind of story I want to post. So if you guys want to hear that, also leave that in comments. That's the most 2 stories I have right now. But if you guys want to, I will post them. If I want to post the one or the other, I will do that. It's a maybe what if I'm gonna do it. So yeah. That can come up next week in the extra episodes. These are not, and I want to say this, these are not permanent 2 episode per week. It's more like if I feel like it. Sometimes I can post a lot over weeks, like 2 every week. Then some weeks I will only post 1. So, you guys understand that. The next week vote will become in the end. The vote will come end of this video. So you can listen there or you can go back. You can see what it's gonna be and I will announce it. So yeah. That is mostly it from this. Is there more? No, not exactly. Yeah, that's mostly it from this introduction. I understand this is fucking long intro. It's probably gonna be a long video. Maybe, I don't know how long. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this. If you can pause the video wherever you want. Go get some water, get some snacks, come back, watch my video. Or have that in the background, hear my awful voice talking to you. So yeah, you can go listen to the background or listen to me where you're playing games. That's more preferable. And yeah, okay, so the Q&A question post is still up in my channel. Go to where the votes are, go down a little. Under 4 pictures I've posted of what if Belle Crenell was a monster hunter. There's 4 pictures of Belle, Lucy, and Tyone and Diana's costumes. Those I have drawn up. Go down under that, that's the Q&A video. Read the rules, and you can understand what I want. So, yeah. I hope you guys will enjoy my series. And, yeah. 6 minutes of talking. Let's get into this. Alright, so we start in a kind of different place than the other 2 episodes. We start in the private kind of office of the Hunter group. Meaning the 6th member of, well, the group. I think the names of the group is that isn't Izuku is Alice, Izuku's girlfriend, Adrian, and Mano. Mano is Momo's twin brother. Adrian is the older, 1 year older, no. Oh, I think I said twin brother and sister as well. Of both Alice and Adrian is twin sisters and twin brothers. Or maybe they're just, I think I just said they were siblings. I think Adrian is like 9 months older than Alice, but they're born in the same year. So, yeah, maybe they're like, say they're twins, but not. I've forgotten if there are. Yeah. There's Adrian, Alice, Mano, and the 2, well, the 2 handlers of the group. I've remembered that the female has a item scanner, so she can scan item. Her quirk is she can scan items. She can see how much valuable it is. The other guy is quirkless, I think, or he could repair any item he touched. So if it's destroyed, he can repair it. No, I think he's quirkless as well. Shit. It's really hard to remember. It's so long ago now for me. Eh, Sorry. All six of them was in their little office with their partners. Well, the Palico partners and the dogs as well. Was in their office doing paperwork they need to do and some, well, teaching lessons they have to do. It's been a kind of 3 day, no, a 2 weeks since the whole exam incident happened. Well, the exam happened, and Isugu reunited with his mother. Their relationship is still kind of rocky, but it's kind of getting better. He has talked to his mother like 5 times in these 2 weeks. It's mostly because Isugu was busy and Inko only called him a few times. Those times he was busy and sent her a message, but they still talked about stuff. Inko is kind of feel bad after she didn't invite Isugu to her wedding, so he has got an apology for that. Isugu doesn't really care at this point. I think I said they live in dorm rooms in the UA at this point. Sleeping and playing at the UA dorm rooms that was set up for teachers. Yeah. I think I said that. I think I said that the two handlers were maybe in a relationship. No, yes. That's maybe a maybe on that. It's a maybe if. It's a maybe if the handlers are in. Wait. If I said they were, I think I was gonna say they are. But if they're not, they're not. But they're mostly gonna be professional in the meaning of things. So yeah. All six of them are in their office, their palicos and partners are eating their food. Their sacreds are not in the office, or the Adrian's giant four-winged monster from World. If you understand, you understand. Sorry, I am getting up from the floor. So yeah, Adrian is in the front where the door is. Adrian is on the left side when you walk in. Midoriya's on the right with Alice beside him and Mano beside Adrian. And then beside Mano is the female handler, and the male handler is beside Alice. So yeah, all of them was doing their work and everything else, reading up on the previous Monster Hunter group that was here. It was an old retired group, semi-retired kind of way, where they hunt monsters if they're gonna be a problem or anything else. But the last year, they were getting older and at the retirement age for them. So they decided all six of them to retire. They're living out in the safer villages where they live now, for what Isuku understand. They retired out there so they can protect the village if they need to. But they're mostly farmers or anything else now. They're not well-known hunters around the world, but they're still known in Japan. So yeah, it's not important, but mostly information about that. So yeah, Izuku is reading up on the old teaching these hunters gave the students for the second years and the third years. What Izuku understand, the hunters introduced the first years to the concept of not fucking with monsters, showing how fucking awful they can be to fight without the means of a hunter. Showing them from a third year how they fought a monster and how a monster hunter could deal with them. They took a weak monsters and showed how they combat the third years, for what he understand. The second years are gonna get introduced to the fighting itself. The second years are getting introduced to fighting monsters in a arena where the first years is gonna learn about theoretical and all that sweet treat good stuff. So Izuku understand that and put down the tablet he was looking at the teaching methods. Alright, so we got a few things we need to make sure of. What's that? Adrian says as he looked at Izuku. We have to split up on some things. Who's handling the first years, who's handling the second years, and who the third years. The theoretical, I can understand that the handlers is gonna handle that. The male of the handlers, I've forgotten their names. I heard it when I watched back, but I have forgotten it now. I think it was I and O it started with, but anyways. The male hunter, the male handler laughed at that little joke Izuku accidentally made. Izuku realized it and laughed as well. Yeah, the handler's gonna handle that. The information and theory. The theory about the monsters. Who's gonna take care of that for the first years? I can do that. The female handler raised her hand. I can handle the second and third years. I can also handle the second years. Alright. She has the first and second. I have second and third. Got it. You split up that task. Who wanted... Not it. Izuku looked at his friends and just looked around. You gotta be fucking kidding me, right? Nope, you're gonna handle them. So who's gonna handle the second years? I can handle that. Mano says as he raised his hand. I can probably help them if they need to. I think the first years need to understand that quirkless, if they have that kind of mindset, can handle monsters they cannot. I see. So you want me to handle the first years because I'm quirkless to show that we are not useless. You want to handle the second years to understand where they are in that case. Yes. And you two? I can handle the third years. So I'm an extra teacher? Then? Nope, you're coming with me with first years. Oh, no, you can't be. No. Izuku! No. Fine, I'm gonna be an extra teacher for this first years. Great, I'm not gonna be alone. So, theoretical is down and the physical as well. Hours? What we got there? Nezu has sent a plan for that. You can... here. Manos will reach over with a plan lesson to that. Isuku looked through it and saw the hours. Alright, I can handle that. So I need a third year, for what I understand, to show the kids how to understand monsters as a hero. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. What do we got of third years we can use? How about the big three? The big three? Yeah, they seem like a good bunch. They have a Mirio, Togata, Neshure Hado, and a shy guy. Like from Mario? No, he's Amachiki. His name is Amachiki. Oh, okay. So he is... Isuku pulls up the files of all three of them and just... We got Tintin, a bubbly blue Kirby, and a shy guy. Got it. You're gonna give them nicknames, right? Yeah, I don't understand them, but they help be really respectful. I mean, the previous hunters were quirkless, all of them. We are kind of rare groups of 2 people with quirks. Yeah, that is true. That is understatement of the goddamn year. Isugu says as he looks through the paperwork when a knock came at the door. Door is open. The person walking in was Toshinori Yaki. Ah, Toshinori, how can we help you? Young man, I just needed to inform you about something. I think I never said that All Might was Toshinori Yaki in the last episode, but let's get that over with. All Might walked in and told all 6 of them about his malform, explaining how he got it, and he has kind of 3 hours of that, so they can understand if he might be able to ask them to teach a hero lesson. So, you are injured. Correct. Don't you have an extra teacher with the Nana Shimura woman? Yes, but she's more of a 2nd and 3rd year hero course trainer. Then ask the other guy, Tomura, or Tenko Shimura? Yes, but more to inform if they cannot. Okay. By the way, have you met the Big 3? Ah, yes, I have met them. He is quite good friends with they're quite good friends with my daughter. Right. Silk. Now, I know that you two have gotten off on the wrong foot, but she is a kind and sweet daughter. Yeah, I understand. How did she describe them? Because I think I'm gonna use them for a lesson. Ah, that one. I have heard of that. Yeah, I think Mirio will be the better one. Because I can see his quirk, yes. Permeation. So, he has fought monsters? A weak one, yes. Got it. Was that all? If you need me for anything else, yes, that is all. Alright then, see you later, All Might. Of course, young men and ladies. Men and ladies. All Might walked out with Isuku while watching him. So, stepfather as All Might. Are you kidding me? I'm kind of surprised that my dad didn't know. Why do you not call him up and ask? I probably should do that. Izuku called up his dad and asked him the question. Oh yeah, I knew the whole time. You fucking what? Me and Toshinori was old friends and kind of love rival in Inko back then. Yes, I knew he was All Might. Then I promised him not to tell anyone, except the person I fell in love with. But I didn't tell Inko about it previously. And I haven't told your stepmother either. Or my girlfriend either. And I understand. I'm sorry, but I still admire Toshinori. Yeah, Dad, okay, I understand. Don't worry. Thank you. Anything else? When can we come over and eat? Probably in 2 days. Alright then, that's understandable. See you later, Dad. See you later, son. Izuku hung up and looked up. So he knew. Yep. Okay, that's kind of weird. You don't goddamn say. Sorry. Just killed a spider. The 2 weeks went on. The 2 weeks went on when they were doing that. But we actually goes to another point of view that's only gonna be once. Is we are going to the Bakugo house. Katsuki Bakugo was sitting in front of a sofa or couch. He was sitting in front of a couch where his friends and his mom and dad was as well. Him, Kirishima, and Mina has become friends over these 6 years after the whole Aldra situation where his previous goons got killed off and Deku fucked off somewhere after killing that monster. So, Bakugo had to move schools because of the temporarily closing of Aldera Junior High. And the previous closing of Aldera Junior High and the previous schools of that name after Heroes found a Meta Liberation Army book in the school itself. Finding this led into an investigation of the schools itself, coming to a conclusion that the principal was a fucking family of a certain variety of people with quirks that believe that quirks should be inferior to quirkless, or the weak should stay weak and the strong should be in power kind of people. Midoriya was... No. The principal had around 3 brothers. One in elementary, middle school, and high school. They were investigated and arrested, sent to a jail facility of abusing and neglecting children on their school property. So, yeah, they got, I think, 5-6 years in prison. The teachers was arrested as well. Well, some of them was not that. Some teachers were not arrested because they didn't know it. Mostly the kindergarten teachers. Some of them were, some of them weren't. But after that incident, Bakugo stayed in that school. Sorry. Bakugo stayed in the school he was in and met Kushima and Mina. He met Kushima and Mina after they moved, after moving middle school, and after Bakugo tried his usual stick and got in trouble with not a teacher but Mina, being annoyed by her, and after a couple of months they became friends and Kushima joined along. After some few months, Bakugo understand how shit of a person he was after explaining how Ultra Junior High was actually fucking like. So his attitude has changed, but not as much. He's still an angry Pomeranian. Kind of an asshole, but still. So Bakugo was sitting on his couch with his friends and family. And their family as well, when Bakugo said he was gonna open his picture. Well, his interesting exam, where instead of All Might, it was a guy in a red suit of armor that wasn't showing his face, with a giant fucking hammer behind him. Hello, Katsuki Bakugo. You're probably confused of what I am or who I am. I am a monster hunter, a new hire from the school that you will go to. So, I am kind of a teacher, but I'm still your age. Make sure of that when you get in. Now, the guy pulled his helmet off just to get some air, and it was fucking Deku! Was standing in front of him, more mature than ever. And wielding a fucking colossal hammer, by the way, on his back. So, you understand who I am. Good. You will probably fucking listen to me now. Katsuki Bakugo, you have the highest score on your exam as... the highest score on your exam than others in your, well, group that took the entrance exam and from the recommended exam. You have the highest score of villain points in the physical exam with 92 points. But you get some extra points because heroes also save people. You have around 10 rescue points, putting you at 102 points for your entering exam. Now, there's some few issues that you need to work on that we'll probably handle in the school itself. So, I will only say this once, but Katsuki Bakugo, welcome to UA High and your Hero Academia. See you in the classes, Kachan. After the message ending, and everyone that didn't know Isugu except for the Bakugo family and Bakugo himself didn't understand who he was, Bakugo fucking exploded. He was getting what? You just hear from Bakugo. After some few moments, Kirishima and Mina opened their letter. Kirishima got a kind of the blood curler Vlad King as a person that talked to him. And Mina got a guy in a Monster Hunter outfit as well that looked fucking bulky. He introduced himself as Adrian, a hunter from the Outlands. That is gonna be a teacher for her. Sorry about that, my mic got just cut off. So yeah. Mina got in, the group got introduced to Adrian, a outlander, a wild kind of hunter that moved to the city. He's not probably gonna be her teacher in this year, but he's a monster hunter and he will introduce them. He will introduce her points. So everything goes as follows. Kirishima got All Might, Bakugo got Isuku, and Mina got Adrian. So after this whole situation, Mitsuki called up her friend Ingo to ask, when did Isuku become a hunter? Because she wasn't told about this. Hisashi didn't tell them anything of where Isuku moved or wherever he did. Ingo didn't tell shit about it because she was ashamed a little about it and fearful that she's gonna be judged by her friends. So she didn't tell anyone. So yeah, Ingo came out with it and said Isuku moved after the whole incident with the Raffios. Red Raffios. He moved after that when he got permission from him and her and Hisashi back then. She said she got pressured into it by both of them. And that's mostly why her and Hisashi is not together anymore. She explained everything to them, most of it, and said that now Isuku has moved to take a job with UA for probably a year. So they will probably stay for 1 year and then move to another group that could be a more retired group or something else. That's what she was informed by Nezu. So yeah. Ingo told them and hung up the phone afterwards. Bakugo in his mind just thought of everything in the past. And then he know he was an asshole, but he still had that complexion where he should be the best. I'm the best. No one can fucking defeat Katsuki fucking Bakugo. Kind of mentality in his head. But yeah, anyways, after that, the weeks went by and everyone got to UA's dorms and packed everything else. That's, I'm not gonna say, I'm just gonna say they introduced themselves because that's not our focus. Sorry about that. Then they go into their first class, that's with Aisawa. I think I'm saying Shinso takes Midoriya's place in this one. So, Aisawa introduced himself. They do the whole exam thing with him. Isugu and the others are not there, so it's not most important. They do the exam and everything else. Then, 2 days later, before the Hero Collectrium, or the Heroes versus Villain situation, the first ever lesson with Class 1A begins with the Hunter class. The students get a little excited with this because they have been introduced by videos to some of them. Isuku had Bakugo and some of the boys. Alice has some of the girls and some boys. And the others introduced themselves as well. A lot of them got All Might, by the way. So, after some few minutes, the door opened with Aisawa walking in first. Alright class, I just want to make sure that everything will go fine. I'm here just as a precaution. But your teacher will come in a few moments. They have something to get. So give them a few moments. Then you understand. After that, after some 5 minutes come by, the door opens again and 2 people walks in with their armor set, being Isuku and Alice. Standing in front of the class, Isuku with his helmet off, by the way, and Alice the same with her hair flowing out. I think I said it was kind of a red a kind of fiery color with yellow highlights in it. I think that was her hair. They walk in and Isuku placed his helmet on the table with Alice as well. Hello, students. You're probably wondering why I'm this young, but I am the same age as you. But don't make my appearance look different. I am a experienced hunter. Now, for you to understand this, this first class will introduce you to monsters and how they fight. Not informational things that will be the next lesson. But I want to make sure that everyone understands. You will not fight these monsters. Isuku looked at everyone and looked at them when they looked in confusion. You are not able to. Isuku just said this straight out, kind of annoying fucking everyone that was there. I think you probably think that I'm a arrogant son of a bitch or anything else. Shocking Momo and Ida that just oh fuck, I did that wrong. Sorry, just grabbing my chair. Isuku saying, well, the whole thing that you probably think I'm a goddamn asshole for saying this, but no, you're not. Monsters are creatures that grew in the other world when that happened. They're stronger than normal humans, meaning people with weak quirks or quirkless people. But the other people has been able to fight them. That also means that if you have a quirk, probably it will not work on a monster. And I want to make this sure, you're not gonna fight your first ever monster this year. Probably some small monsters that you will probably be learned how to dodge or anything else. But your safety is the most important thing here. Isuku said, looking at everyone that was kind of quiet. Okay. Now, the third years will be able to do their first lesson of this year at the same time. You will come with us so you can watch them train with a weak monsters, as we say they are. Because they're not strong, but they're still stronger than humans. Now please grab your stuff, grab some notebooks, and make sure you take notes. Alice will be up with you to answer any questions you need to be answered. I will join a teacher down below with the third years. Everyone nodded at this and everyone left to the kind of arena that was set up. Everyone got to the arena area and watched, well, everything be set up with some third years in the same place where Class 1A is. And seeing two of them standing in front at the chain where a kind of dome of chains were set up so no monster could escape. With a blonde-haired guy in his hero costume. Sorry. And Isuku was in the arena with Adrian. Isuku was talking with Adrian when he looked at the class that arrived after, well, sitting down and everything else, and the third years arrived as well. Alright, Isuku yelled up to the group. Listen up. Third years, my name is Isuku Midoriya. I am one of the teachers of the third years. I'm Isuku Midoriya. Sorry, I had to repeat that. I am Isuku Midoriya. I am the I am the teacher for the first years of the school now. You've probably met Adrian as well. Don't have to introduce him, but Class 1A, this is Adrian, a friend of mine. He's a strong hunter and the teachers of the third years. Teachers of the third years. Sorry about that. Class 3A. Then hunter next to them is Alice, Adrian's brother, and a teacher for the first years as well. Now, Class 1A, take really careful notes. These monsters can be highly dangerous. So please take notes of how to dodge or attack weak points. Heroes, and I want to make sure that everyone knows, cannot kill monsters. That is not allowed because it's highly dangerous. You cannot kill monsters because of the laws. There are still monsters that needed to stay in the wild. Do you understand? Everyone said yes, sir. Third years, you have the lessons before them. Do you understand? They also said yes, sir. Alright. Class 1A. This is Mirio Togata, the one that will do this kind of fighting this monster, trying to knock it out. Or drive it off. He is from a group called the Big Three, one of the strongest in the whole school, probably can become number one after All Might retires. Everyone that heard that was kind of shocked, but wasn't that much as well. Okay, all of you understand. Mirio, are you ready? Yes, sir. Okay, we will not start fighting it before me and Adrian has let go of the monster itself. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Okay. By the way, imagine the How to Train Your Dragon arena. That's how it is, but instead of multiple gate, it's only one. With a monster behind it. And there's chairs like a stadium on the side of the dome. Isugu and Adrian went over to the gate, and Adrian put his hand on the lever, looking at Isugu, and Isugu nodded at this. Putting the lever, making sure the lever was down, both Isugu and Adrian got ready. After some few moments, After some few moments, a great jaguaress came out from the gate as quickly as possible, but it had a kind of neck brace, or neck, like a dog collar on its neck, where Isugu and Adrian grabbed the handles and stopped the monsters, shocking some of the people that was there. Well, mostly Class 1A. They think Isugu has a quirk, by the way, and Adrian as well. Both Isugu and Adrian stopped it, and Class 1A looked at the monster, seeing one up close at this point. Isugu looked at Class 1A and put on a mic so they can hear him. Alright, Class 1A. This is a great jaguaress, one of the weaker monsters in the whole wild. But they can still become heavily stronger than it should be. I want to make that clear. Ah, shit. For what I understand, this monster is named Ginny. It's a monster that is not gonna be killed or not. You are not allowed to kill it. Hurt it? Yes. Kill it? No. It's a wild one, but still mostly tamed one. Do you understand? Class 1A nodded when they were looking at Isuku. Alright. Mirio Togata, are you ready to fight, Ginny here? Both Adrian and Isuku was holding the monster back that tried to rise up to do a belly slam, but both Isuku and Adrian hold it down with immense strength. With Mirio nodding, alright, go! With Isuku and Adrian letting go after Isuku said it, and the Jaggeris running at Mirio. Sorry about that, if you can hear me, the noises I'm making. By the way, Isuku and Adrian has the camouflage cloak on, so the monster couldn't see them. See them. After letting go, Mirio dodged to the side when it tried to eat, when the Great Jaggeris opened its mouth trying to, slam, no, it tried to do a belly slam as well again, and trying to hit Mirio, but he dodged to the side and started to walk away from it. With the Great Jaggeris trying to stretch Mirio, when him jumping over the claw. Now students, the most important thing is mostly dodging or running away from the monster. Lead it away from civilians is the most important thing you can ever do. Civilians are not trained or anything else to monsters attack. Remember, most cities are in a dome at this point in time. They're not like the cities in the old world or new world. These are domes to protect. So you must understand that most civilians are more gonna be afraid of villains than monsters. Mirio dodged a couple of its Great Jaggeris attack, but almost got body slammed by, his body got body slammed with him going through the Great Jaggeris and jumping out from it. Sorry if you can hear the music, it's probably my brother. My sister really likes to hear music a lot of the time. Anyways, Mirio jumped away before, when he got body slammed, but he went through the monster. Shocking Class 1A at the first part, but relief when he got out of it. Now, why we chose Mirio at first, his quirk is permeation. He can go through any object, so he's mostly safe at this point. But you must be careful. Monsters can be smart as an animal, but more smarter than an animal. The Great Jaggeris moved away from Mirio and trying to, hit him again, but striking at Mirio's head. Mirio almost got hit, but he did his permeation, with the monster actually getting a hit on Mirio, slamming him away with his tail, because he didn't see it with the Great Jaggeris claws. At this point, Isuku knew that Mirio could probably not do his permeation because he needs air. Isuku went forward when the Great Jaggeris was about to clamp down on Mirio, when Isuku, being there, grabbed its mouth and shut it with both of his arms clamping around its mouth, making sure that Mirio couldn't be hit, with Adrian going to the back of its legs and grabbing one of them, making it trip. And both Isuku and Adrian make sure that the Great Jaguars couldn't move on the ground. Okay, that was too close. Mirio, are you alright? I'm fine, just needed some air. I didn't see that coming. Yes, like I said, monsters can be smart. It can probably understand quirks when it's seen it a couple of times. Remember, they're animals. They can understand things that we humans cannot understand. Isuku made sure that the Great Jaguar's mouth couldn't open at this point. Now, this test will be over before we get Ginny back in her cage. Isuku grabbed some few sleeping gas and put it into Ginny's mouth. After some few moments, Ginny relaxed and fell asleep. Both Adrian and Isuku grabbed a back leg of the monster and dragged her over to the cage, with them shutting the door and hearing some few machines going away. Now, first of all, I just want to say, there is a big dome where UA have some monsters they are allowed to have, like Sketchu High or some other powerful schools around the world, so they can teach their students about weaker monsters. They're mostly weaker monsters, like the big frog thing from World and the chicken from World, the Great Jaguars, and some other weaker monster. Shit, I have forgotten what kind of a monster. Oh, the Pookie Pookie one is also there. So they have some few places where they can stay. Sorry. So yeah, Isuku stopped. Well, both Adrian and Isuku put the monster inside of the cage. Alright, is this gonna... Isuku looked at Class 1A that had... Some of them has studied, but all of them watched the fight itself. Alright, Class 1A. You understand how dangerous this can be, right? Mirio here, like I said, is a powerful person with his quirk that he perfectly understands. But some monsters can understand it as well with their instinct. That is kind of a weak point with quirks. Well, visible quirks in a sense. Fire and ice quirk. Like some elements, like. Todoroki kinda got shocked, but Isuku pointed at a student from class of, well, the third years. Like, Koto over here has a fire quirk fist. You fought a monster, how did it react with you fighting it after some few times? It understand that I had a fire quirk, and when I threw a fireball, it dodged away from the attack itself. Good. Mirio, you just fought one. It understand that it couldn't attack me when I went permeation. Probably could feel me going it, that humans doesn't. Correct. Some monster has some elements to them. Like fire, ice, lightning, water, and the dragon element. It's a weird set of ability they have. And also poison. And explosions. Every student got shocked by this and looked, well, intention was more on it. There's more monsters that we haven't found, or we have found, but is rarely able to be spotted. Do you understand? Everyone nodded and Isuku talked more. Okay. we will go back to your class and I will explain more with Alice. Well, it will take a few moments. Alice, can you take the class back and explain? I will. Alice, not Alex. Alice took Class 1A away when Isuku looked at the third years. Now, I hope you understand why Class 1A was here, right? And we're sorry to interrupt my class interrupt your lesson. Everyone understood why and everything else. They have also done this before in their first year. Good. Mirio, are you okay? Do you need to go to recovery girl? No, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Just Isuku-san. I'm not older than you. I'm younger. Alright, Isuku-san. Wait, what the fuck is that? I'll check it out later. Sorry, there's just something that I need to check out in a few moments. So yeah, Isuku looked at class 1, the third years of class 3A, and talked to them a little when he went away. After leaving, he went to the office and grabbed the teacher for class 1A. Well, the handler for class 1A. After she got done with 2A at this point. And the other handler is with 3B. So Isuku grabbed her and both of them went to class 1A. After opening the door and seeing class 1A getting a little more explaining by Alice, it was more about how hunters hunt and everything else and how heroes should act around them. After walking in with the handler, Isuku went up to the front as well. This, all of you, is a handler. She has more theoretical and more explanation about monsters and their abilities. She will take your class next time. Now, any questions for that? To me, to my partner, or to the handler? Some raised their hands, and Isuku took Kaminari. So, it's mostly about the situation when you and Adrian took care of the Ginny monster. It's a great jaguaress, but she's called Ginny. For what I understand. Yes, what is it? What is you and Adrian's quirk? Wait, what? Yeah, what is your quirk? What? Is that confusion, sir? Just call me Midoriya. Midoriya-san. But I thought this was explained to you. It should have. Isuku looked at Aisawa that looked away from Isuku. Oh, you lazy piece of... Class, I am quirkless, same as Adrian. Everyone was shocked by this information. A quirkless person fought a monster. Ida stood up and did his whole hand thing. Sir, isn't it quite dangerous for it? Sit down, Tenya Ida. Izuku understood what he was gonna say, and Ida sat down after the tone. Now, class, I want to make this perfectly fucking clear. Some gaffes came out from Momo and Ida. You two, quiet. Well, except for Momo, she understood this already. Most hunters are quirkless. Everyone was quiet by that. And let me explain why. Quirks are useful. Yes, they are heavily useful for everyone. But they're fucking easy to understand for monsters. When they first appeared, quirkless people tried to become hunters, the most powerful one. But hunters afterwards understood this was a massive risk for their lives. Why? Because monsters could understand them. There was an incident where a full group of quirk hunters was killed by a Raphilos. Now, it's not highly dangerous, but they are still strong monsters. They mostly used their quirk to fight and was killed. Everyone went quiet after that. Quirks can be understood by monsters. That's what we understand. It's a natural thing to be afraid. But you don't have that instinct. Monsters can fight quirks. Quirkless people had fought monsters before the worlds even collided back then. So quirkless people is the more and 100% mostly 60% survival rate in hunts. Quirk people is more at risk. But the more unknown quirks, like mind controls and everything else, can be used in hunts. Those are more survival percentage. It's like quirkless hunters is 60. 30% is with quirks. The more discrete quirks that can be shown has more like 50% of survival. That's 50-50. Zero raised his hand at this point. So you're saying heroes cannot survive monsters because monsters can understand you. That's why we're teaching you how to dodge or understand monsters and their abilities. I know you've lived in the dome, but monsters are dangerous. Me and my group almost died to one. Like almost a year ago at this point. And that was an elder dragon we killed. Everyone was kind of confused by that word. I can see the confusion in your eyes. An elder dragon is a most powerful monster. Most monsters are called wyverns. Elder dragons are like their names, like mythical dragons. So please, understand that this can be dangerous for you if you attack a monsters only with your quirk. The world is not around quirks anymore, like in the past. It's two things. Everyone went quiet after Izuku's talk. Now, I understand that this is kind of shocking for all of you. So I want you guys to have a break. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Izuku stood up and walked out from the room with his partners. Well, with his teammates and partner. Aisawa stood up and walked up to the podium after that. The class was actually about to end at that point. Students, you must understand this. Like my lesson in the quirk exam, hunters are a more risky kind of job. Quirkless people, yes, are more survival rates because they can adapt. Quirk people cannot, most of the time. For what I understand and what I've been told, only 2 people in their group has quirks. The woman that just walked out, that was the handler, is one of them. The other one is Mr. Mano Yarurosu, the brother of Momo Yarurosu over there. Has a quirk, but it's a more weaker one than Momo's that can create items. He can boost his muscle fibers with his when he's eating. So different. Your life will be harder. Not hard as a hunter, but still hard. That's why these lessons are important. Now, class dismissed. Aisawa walked out and the students looked at each other scared. Now, I think it is gonna be the end of this episode. I don't want to be this long, but I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes now. So I think it's around there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And announcement. I didn't do the outro at this point. Oh shit. Let's go and I will announce the videos for next week's vote. Where the shoot. Where the there you are. Sorry. Let me go to my channel here and the next video is gonna be what if Danmachi was a video game? I think it's gonna be the last part of that series. What if Deku was the owner of a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza? And what if Belle Cornell was the monster hunter? I hope you guys will enjoy, will go vote. Like I said, the Q&A questions for that Q&A video I want to make is down below. So, is where you can vote. Go down, find the under the 4 pictures of the people I talked about in the intro. Leave a comment of questions you have. And yeah, that's mostly it. Sorry for the music. My brother is listening to one, and they are kind of doing a lot. Sorry, my mic got cut off again. Okay, I see the time. It's not an hour and 20 minutes, like an hour and 15 minutes. Anyways, that was the announcements for the next vote for next week. I hope you will enjoy. Good morning, goodbye, farewell, see you later, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Remember what I said in the intro. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, most important one. Bye-bye!